From the Delhi studios of Republic TV, it's time for the debate.
It is a rather bizarre situation right now developing from Pakistan. Vis-a-vis what is happening today in Afghanistan, vis-a-vis what we are seeing unfolding via the Taliban in Afghanistan. Now, this is the same Pakistan whose own prime minister is speaking like an apologist for Taliban, whose DGISPR says that they have nurtured the Taliban. And not just that, their NSA themselves, in an interview, actually has warned of more 9/11-like attacks. Yes, you heard that right. He's retracted that statement, but do remember, this again really tells you why Pakistan is not a part of the solution. Rather, Pakistan is the problem. Unless and until you act against Pakistan, you cannot stop the problem of terror. These are the developments so far, and then we debate.
As Al-Qaeda sets foot in Nangarhar in Afghanistan once again, as the Taliban captures an array of weapons like these US helicopters, these heavy artillery weapons, and an entire US war chest. A brazen terror state is threatening another 9/11 by the Taliban if it is not recognized. Pakistan's de facto position has now become official.
And while Pakistan's national security advisor is queasily saying that he has been misquoted, the pro-terror stance is more than clear. The foreign minister of Pakistan is globe-trotting, urging the world to give a chance to Taliban.
Pakistan thinks it's a strategic advantage to have Taliban by its side. And India is being unsparing.
पड़ोस के अफगानिस्तान में जो कुछ भी घटित हो रहा है वह सुरक्षा की दृष्टि से नए सवाल खड़े कर रहा है और वहां के हालात पर हमारी सरकार लगातार नजर बनाए हुए है। भारतीयों की सुरक्षा के साथ साथ हमारी सरकार यह भी चाहती है कि वहां बन रही परिस्थितियों का फायदा उठाकर देश विरोधी ताकतें सीमा पार से आतंकवाद को बढ़ावा न दे सकें। साथ ही कुछ और चिंताएं भी हैं जो राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा की दृष्टि से चुनौती बन सकती हैं, मगर मैं आपको बताना चाहूंगा कि हमारी सरकार सजग है और हर तरह की परिस्थिति का सामना करने में हम सक्षम हैं। नभ जल थल आकाश पाताल कहीं से भी पैदा होने वाले खतरे से निपटने की हमारी तैयारी हमेशा रहती है।
Pakistan's state actors now threatening of terrorism will be met with a heavy hand in India and globally. Let's debate.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the truth is that Pakistan is warning the West of another 9/11. You've heard that right. Not just that, you have seen them only and only speaking for Taliban. They say they have nurtured the Taliban. The Taliban says Pakistan is like their second home. So what really is going on vis-a-vis Pakistan? Let's get the big picture. I want to say good evening to PTI Senator Walid Iqbal, who joins us right now on the broadcast. He is Imran Khan's man. And it's good to see you smile right now when, so much is happening against Pakistan. There is so much anger. Senator Walid Iqbal Saab, against what your NSA has said. You're warning the West of another 9/11 now?
No, I'm smiling at how misinformed you are. And the fact that it is not the NSA who has made a retraction, is the NSA who's made a clarification and asked the author of that article to make a retraction. There was no threat of any sort made, and neither was any demand made to the international community to immediately recognize the Taliban. Pakistan itself has not recognized them, and Pakistan does not believe in any unilateral sort of a recognition. Pakistan has not and will not take sides in Afghanistan. Pakistan is playing a neutral role, and all Pakistan's state actors, all its agencies and instrumentalities, their first and foremost duty is to make Pakistan safe, is to make Pakistan secure, and to uphold Pakistan's sovereignty and territorial integrity. And for that purpose, Pakistan is engaging with every stakeholder in Afghanistan. Of course, the Taliban have exercised or gained complete control practically of their country. And what the NSA was saying, in fact, what he has asked the author of the article, Christina Lamb, to do is that she took the interview on record, is to just play the entire record. So whatever he said is understood in the words he said it and in the context he said it. He said the world had acknowledged that abandoning Afghanistan and Pakistan in the 1990s was a mistake. And he presented his view that lessons from the past must be learned. He elaborated that abandonment of Afghanistan will create a security vacuum. And that would be filled by international terrorist groups who threaten Pakistan and the West alike. And even the relevant quote of the NSA in the article, it confirms all of this. So whatever you are saying, or whatever has been attributed to him, is not true. Pakistan has paid its price by taking sides in this conflict. Pakistan has suffered 80,000 casualties. Pakistan has suffered economic losses of $152 billion.
I hate to burst your bubble, but this is Christina Lamb only earlier, who's actually tweeted, and she says the interview is recorded. Nothing is misquoted.
Well, I'm sorry, I hate to burst your bubble.
What are you doing?
Better ask,
Are you again trying to set yourself up for another global embarrassment?
You better ask Christina Lamb to play that whatever has been recorded. That will in Hindi or Urdu we say "Doodh ka doodh aur pani ka pani usse ho jayega." And I think Taliban, the resurgent Taliban in Afghanistan in the current scenario have to do entirely with the internal mismanagement that was in their country. And they have not even encountered any resistance. They don't even need anybody's help or support. And I told you, we are not taking any sides. We want a peaceful Afghanistan. We want an Afghanistan which has a government that is broad-based and inclusive. And we have actually, you also know, on the 15th of August, when the Taliban walked into Afghanistan, Pakistan was receiving a delegation from Afghanistan, which had all the other eminent leaders from all the other ethnic communities in Afghanistan. There was Mr. Pedram, there was the speaker, there was Ahmad Shah Massoud's son, all these people.
Pakistan. I don't want to hear all that. The point is you're actually proving what your NSA has said. Now, Walid Iqbal, tell me one more thing.
I'm not proving what my NSA has said. You don't please don't put words in my mouth.
Your own Prime Minister, Imran Khan, Imran Khan actually has spoken for the Taliban. He said that
my Prime Minister
we must be talking to the Taliban. Your NSA says that if the world does not talk to the Taliban, we might be looking at a 9/11 situation. So what kind of a warning is that? And why do you think that the world needs to be threatened by Pakistan? You cannot even manage your own finances. I mean, you're dealing right now with countries like China, with Russia, who are trying to support you, but you know the world is against you.
No, nobody is against us. We are all the Prime Minister has said, and I would request you not to put words in my mouth. I'm not making any admissions other than the fact that our Prime Minister has said and constantly said, consistently said, before even he was Prime Minister for decades, that there is no military solution. And even now, our priority first is to make that of our state actors and our agencies is to make Pakistan safe, is to make Pakistan secure, and to have a stable and peaceful region. And of course, India wants to be the spoiler, and you are reflecting that sentiment. That's all there is to it.
No, and do you know what your DG ISPR also said? And I'll pull out that reaction of Imran Khan also for you if you just want to hear it and refresh your memory. Your DG ISPR very clearly said that we have nurtured the Taliban over the last many years, and in case there is help needed, we'll be there.
There is no such thing. Your news is perhaps 25 years old. There was a totally different situation between 1996 and 2001. Where
this
there
is
was,
just 2 days
course,
ago. This is just 48 hours ago, Walid Iqbal Saab. Just 48 hours ago. You want me to pull out that reaction? Do you want to hear it, sir?
Pakistan wants peace and stability in Afghanistan and hence and therefore in Pakistan as well. And that is what every other neighboring country particularly wants, that the territory of Afghanistan does not become any kind of a breeding ground of terrorism, and terrorists then use.
So what is the Taliban? What is the Taliban according to you? What is the Taliban?
In other countries, China is apprehensive about that. Russia is apprehensive about that. Iran is apprehensive about that. Pakistan is
What is the Taliban?
What is
the Taliban, Walid Iqbal Saab, according to you and the PTI?
I'm sorry, what about Taliban?
What is the Taliban according to you?
Well,
is it a terror organization? Is it a terrorist group or not?
The Taliban is an entity which right now has exercised control over Afghanistan by its own volition and by its own strength and support, or whatever support they enjoy inside their territory. And that is a reality, that is a fait accompli. Now we have to deal with it, and the international community has to deal with it. And they have made all these promises, which you know and I know. They have promised an inclusive government. They have promised that they will uphold the rights of the women, that they will uphold the rights of the minorities. They will engage with the outside world. Now, our interest is in the fact that Afghanistan has a peaceful and a stable scenario. It has a broad-based and inclusive government, and it is a country that is not isolated in the world, which results. Look at what President Donald Trump said about Iraq, about Syria, about Libya.
No, we are talking about Pakistan. Walid Iqbal Saab,
I mean, people like even
do you know about the attack that the Taliban conducted on the army public school in Peshawar that killed 149 people, including more than 130 children? Today on TV, you cannot even call them a terror group. You cannot even call them a terrorist organization. That is how scared you are.
The army public school attack was conducted by the Tehreek-e-Taliban of Pakistan, and that is one of the major concerns Pakistan has with the Taliban setup right now, that will they allow their soil to be used for attacks against Pakistan or against Pakistan's people? We need to ensure that. And just like that, every other neighboring country, Russia, Central Asia, Iran, all China, they're all concerned about that. And whatever promises they have made, they need to be taken up on that. And the world community needs to engage with them and not repeat the past mistakes.
All right, so you are actually saying that the world community needs to engage with the Taliban. You are exactly reiterating what your NSA said. And, you know, I think that retraction that you just mentioned, but you have just reiterated that again on national television. Walid Saab, you've just said that the world needs to engage with the Taliban, right?
Well, look, they are running a country. They have control over a country, and they have made the promises to allay the concerns of what Taliban 1.0 was, and we have Taliban 2.0. If they've made promises that they'll be peaceful, they will not conduct terrorist operations from their soil against other countries, or they will not allow that to happen.
They have assured you they will be peaceful this time. They have assured you there'll be no brutality. Is that the deal that has been worked out between the Taliban and Pakistan?
The jury is still out. The jury is still out, and Pakistan, why do you think Pakistan has not recognized them as yet? Pakistan has not recognized them. Pakistan will stand with the international community and will stand with all the other neighbors who collectively will decide how to deal with them, what to do with them. If they are completely shut off from all kinds of international recognition, or if their funds to the tune of 9.4 billion are frozen in the United States of America, I mean, they will not be able to run the country, and that is what will give reason, and that has the potential of giving rise to all those things that they were attributed to them in that last tenure that they had, and that is what neither Pakistan nor the international community wants.
Walid Iqbal Saab, I cannot understand that. What really are your compulsions? What are your problems that you really have to here also sit and speak like a spokesperson of the Taliban? Why do you have to do this?
I am not a spokesperson of the
Taliban is a terror
Taliban.
organization.
I am not a spokesperson of the
There is a reason why
Taliban.
Imran Khan is called the Taliban Khan.
I am not a spokesperson of the Taliban. I am a spokesperson of the government of Pakistan and of the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. And the policy and the position of Pakistan and its government are very clear that they want peace. They want a stable and sound government, representative government, an inclusive government, a broad-based government. And that's where Pakistan stands also with the international community. And Pakistan, all that the NSA did was remind that, the international community, please do not repeat the mistakes of the past. There are mistakes that President Trump has acknowledged in Iraq, mistakes in Libya, mistakes in Syria, which all have become now breeding grounds of terrorists. And, that kind of situation, nobody wants here. And I tell you, first and foremost, Pakistan wants its territory to be safe and secure,
So you
its territorial integrity and its sovereignty to be upheld.
that the world cannot be making the same mistakes. Now, Walid Iqbal, what happens? What are you telling the world right now? What is the world message you're giving out again?
First of all, there's no warning. There's merely an iteration of this fact that there is a fait accompli, there is a de facto setup in Afghanistan, and they have so far promised that they want to allay all the concerns that the international community has with them. And Pakistan stands not with them, but the international community.
And you trust them? You trust the Taliban?
That is not a question at this time. I mean, the question is, we will not unilaterally take any decision or express any trust until the international community and us, we all stand together, because our interests are all aligned. India's all the time and investment they've spent has gone up in flames. So you're just being bitter about it and just trying to
I think Walid
Pakistan.
Iqbal, you're speaking out of turn. The question is not about India. India will very closely watch what is happening, and India
Where
will
are you
always
sitting right
expose
now?
you,
Where are you
just
sitting
like
right now, and what country are you
Raksha
representing?
Mantri said has spooked you. It has literally spooked you. The warning that has come in from Rajnath Singh. You can't even manage your own debts. You have China that is handling your economy right now. On the other side, you have the Taliban in Afghanistan.
How we are managing,
and you're threatening the West about another 9/11?
You don't need to tell us what we are economically or financially or militarily. We are sound and good and on the right track.
You put out your own palace on rent. The president's palace only itself goes on rent. What are you telling me? I mean, come on. We don't even want to go into those debt figures, because the biggest problem out of Pakistan is terror. And the biggest problem right now is what you're looking at on your screens. And you want to tell the world that this is a different Taliban, because you right now are supporting the Taliban. The Taliban is getting the support from Pakistan.
We have not recognized the Taliban government. They don't need our support. Look at how the 325,000 army capitulated. You think we told them that? You guys trained them, and
your own Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan actually has threatened Imran Khan. You have enough to worry, enough of headaches, Walid Iqbal Saab. You have enough reasons to worry.
Any entity, whether Pakistani or from across the border, that threatens the territorial integrity, sovereignty, safety of Pakistan, Pakistan will fight it back. Including
the next few days will be equally worrisome for you. Walid Iqbal Saab, thank you for speaking to us here on Republic. Right now, I also want to introduce our entire panel that has been very patiently waiting right now for us. Sardar R.P. Singh is the national spokesperson of the BJP. Major General G.D. Bakshi Saab is a defense expert. Also, Lieutenant General Gurmeet Singh with us. Dr. Simi Bukhari, I think, will also just join us in a bit. And I think we'll also have Ali Rashid, Mateen Haider with us. I want to take it first to R.P. Singh, and then we'll also try to get in Dr. Simi Bukhari and Dr. Afnanullah Khan, the senator of the PMNL, with us right now. So let me get in the word right now from Dr. Afnan, if possible, and then Sardar R.P. Singh can respond to that.
Can I make
Dr. Afnanullah Khan.
Make a small point before you start?
Okay, R.P. Singh, quickly.
Mr. Walid. Yeah. Mr. Walid was saying that why don't Christina Lamb put the audio on record? I mean, I'm sorry, he's bad at the social media, he should check. He has put
Absolutely.
that interview on record on her Twitter handle, and I've just marked a copy of the same to Mr. Walid just now. Senator Walid, I just marked it to him, so probably he can hear what their NSA has to say about another 9/11 happening. I'm sorry, he's bad at social media.
They have been caught red-handed once more. Before I get in, Dr. C.V. Bukhari, Dr. Afnan, the NSA himself now is threatening the West of another 9/11. And then when he's, embarrassed globally, he's caught red-handed, he wants to issue a retraction.
I've read the news, and I think what he was trying to do was to say that if the world will abandon Afghanistan, if you repeat the same process, the result is going to be the same. I think that's what he was trying to say, but I think the way it came out, maybe not something that he wanted. But I don't think we need to go into that much of detail into it. If he has retracted his statement, then that's fine. We have to understand the fact is that Taliban is on the ground. Afghanistan is in their control, so it is what it is. I mean, if you don't like it, they're not going to go away.
What is it? Dr. Afnan, what is the Taliban for you? What is the Taliban for you?
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Taliban were fighting Americans who have invaded their country. So they are an indigenous movement, and I do not agree with all of what they do. And what they've managed to do in the last 20 years was to basically fight off the United States in their country, and they managed to actually end the invasion of Afghanistan. So from that perspective, I think their role has been good, but I do not agree with, for instance, some of their stance on governing Afghanistan and about women and also with respect to like the education of girls and all that. But I mean, I look at it from the perspective that for instance, if someone invades India and whoever is a homegrown movement fighting off that country was invaded India, that would be fine.
Dr. Afnan, you can live in your pipe dreams. I do not understand why everything that Pakistan has to say and reply has to be vis-a-vis India. General Bakshi is responding to you.
Look, your Prime Minister referred to the Taliban as freedom fighters, and you are saying that you have, with the help of the Taliban, freed Afghanistan from the Americans, right? Have you taken a look at the way the people of Afghanistan have voted with their feet? Have you seen, as a human being, aren't you ashamed of the way the people of Taliban, the women and children, are trying to free from that hellhole that you have created in Afghanistan by imposing the Taliban on the Afghan people? You have destroyed the nationalistic entity of a two. Can I please finish? I don't think any one of us interrupted you. Can we have a civil debate? Thank you. As I was saying, that you have enforced on the people of Afghanistan a demonic entity, lunatics, a bunch of lunatics and murderers who go around whipping women and feel like 10 feet tall soldiers. They are not soldiers, they are vermin and terrorists, right? The simple fact of the matter is that the Taliban had signed an agreement with the Americans in Doha, and that agreement said that they would not let Afghan territory be used for terrorist acts against any other country. What would you call that attack on the Kabul airport? Was that not a terrorist attack? Did it not come from the soil of Afghanistan? The Tehreek, now your Khorasan movement, which has claimed responsibility from this attack, is on Afghan soil. So what is the Taliban doing if it cannot ensure that its soil cannot be used by terrorist groups like the IS Khorasan? Then what? It has already violated flagrantly the terms of the Doha Agreement. They were not supposed to take it by force. Your government has still not withdrawn recognition from the Afghan government of Ghani and now Abdullah Saleh, who is the
Yes.
vice president. And in de facto and in de jure, the real acting president of Afghanistan. You have tried to overrun a nation state by using Islamist jihadi ideology. This will come back to haunt you because any government in Kabul cannot accept the Durand line. The Tehreek-e-Taliban people have been released by the Taliban. They have also released the ISIS Khorasan people. So don't give us this song and dance. Don't give us this song and dance that they are trying to rid Pakistan, Afghanistan of terrorism. I'm sorry, the Taliban was raised by Major General Nasirullah Babar. All right? It is a creature of the ISI, funded, trained, equipped by the ISI and run by the ISI.
Can I respond to this because there are a lot of allegations going around?
Civil clothes who are
Dr.
operating there.
Let him complete
No,
his
they are
point,
not
please.
allegations, sir. They are facts.
It's been
And you
going
better
on
check
for the
your
last
facts
5 minutes.
before
I mean,
you
the same
speak.
thing.
Don't insult our
You
intelligence.
go.
You should
and
learn
check
to
your
listen.
facts
You
first.
should learn to listen also for a change.
go
You
and
should
you
also
check your
learn to
facts
listen.
first.
Instead of
If
being
there
an
is a
apologist for the
terrorist,
Taliban,
his name-
Dr. Afnan, you must
if there
also
is-
learn to listen. One second, Dr. Afnan. Before I get in
if
Lieutenant
there is a
General Gurmeet
terrorist-
Singh,
No, but
I
you're
also want to
gonna-
get in Dr.
there are
Simi
5
Bukhari, who
people
hasn't
who are going to
spoken.
say the same thing.
Dr. Afnan, I'm going to come to you. Let me get in Dr. Simi Bukhari. She hasn't spoken
He
yet.
becomes so nervous.
Dr. Simi Bukhari.
Look at his
Dr.
nervousness,
Simi Bukhari.
his agitation.
Why did you conduct these blasts at the Kabul airport? Why initially in the day you have fired those 5 rockets towards the airport? Why did you do that?
Actually, that was done by the MS has accepted that they fired the rockets because they were expecting the ISIS case to going to attack the Kabul airport. So when Pakistan took over, they took over. They want to have a peaceful transition of power, and they have promised to give fundamental rights to the people of Afghanistan who have been suffering for the past 20 years. The innocent people have been murdered, but during this war. So they want.
No, but there is hardly any difference. Lieutenant General Gurmeet Singh Saab, there is no difference between the Pakistan and the ISIS Khorasan module. Everything is with the umbrage of the ISI. It is all all this. The entire can of worms is just all settled in Pakistan. Pakistan is really that ebb of terror. Is that not, Lieutenant General Gurmeet Singh?
Absolutely, Deepthi, you have hit the nail on the head. Pakistan is the center of gravity of the terrorism. I must compliment you that you started this debate on the base of what the Pakistani spokesman said. In fact, he was looking like a Talibani spokesman rather than a Pakistani spokesman. In fact, Pakistan has been in the, like what they've planned, that the Taliban is the strategic asset of Pakistan. In fact, they have planned that they wanted to have Afghanistan as a strategic space and a strategic depth. They think that they hobbled Afghanistan in this current scenario. But let me tell you one thing very, very definitely, that the number of weapons, number of terrorists, number of terrorist organizations, in fact, 13 terrorist organizations had participated in Taliban offensive. In fact, 20,000 fighters from Pakistan had gone. Very large amount of special forces soldiers had gone to participate in the Taliban offensive. Everyone is going to come back into Pakistan and bring those weapons, terrorists, the idea of terrorism. As such, the state policy of Pakistan is based on terrorism, proxy. And in fact, what the Taliban spokesman in the beginning of the debate was saying, Pakistan is known for lies and deniability. In fact, he said, let's learn lesson from the past. I think what we need to learn lesson from the past 20 years is that the US should have gone for Pakistan to ensure that the terrorism is uprooted from here. In fact, only success which they had was elimination of Osama bin Laden in Abbottabad. Had they targeted Pakistan, the terrorism problem would have been much less. In fact, today, the threat which the world is facing is because Pakistan has been hoodwinking each and every one because of the proxy lies and the propaganda. In fact, he said one thing more. He talked about the state actors and non-state actors. There is nothing known as non-state actors. There's Taliban, there's Haqqani Network, there's IS Khorasan, all have been raised, funded, trained, and the ideology has been pumped into them. And let me tell you one thing very definitely. We have people sitting from Pakistan here. Let them know one thing for sure. The reverse stroke is just coming any day back to Pakistan. In fact, the moment Taliban realizes that you came to hobble Afghanistan as Pakistan to create the strategic space, they are going to shuck off Pakistan from their back. And in fact, they are going to dissolve this Durand line, and this space that they're looking for in Afghanistan, this space is going to go to Afghanistan one day. 23 lakh of refugees there, 5 to 10 more coming. I think tons and tons of weapon coming, and tons of those terrorist ideas, radicalization, which is going to burn Pakistan. In fact, now the threat of the terrorism, radicalization is for the entire world. I think there is no doubt the USA has done a lot of mistakes, a lot of errors, a lot of failures. But the biggest error was they could never understand one thing, that the Pakistan was playing a double game. China also played a double game. In fact, the duplicity, I will say the lie and the deniability that Pakistan was anchoring on it. These young people sitting on the discussion, let them know that Pakistan has failed in every aspect of it, be it governance, administration, or whatever it is. They have failed in diplomacy, everything. And now they're trying to make a draft and give to Taliban. They're trying to make a draft for UNHCR. Do you think that the world believes on you?
Lieutenant General Saab,
America settle
this does not even matter to Pakistan. You know, words like education, words like diplomacy, words like logic do not even matter to them. Is that not, Dr. Simi? I hope you have a better connection this time around.
Yeah.
And a better response, please.
Yeah, exactly. Pakistan is the worst suffering from all this war on terror. We've lost so many lives, we've lost so many dollars, we've lost the infrastructure, and now because we're the next.
But you create so many terrorists. So why do you create so many terrorists?
Now when the Americans came and they, after 20 years, they flew away. Now we want all the world, the Western world, to engage with the Taliban. We haven't not recognized Taliban. We just want to wait and see what they're promising an inclusive government with providing all the fundamental rights to the people. So let's wait and see.
No. Did I just hear you say that the Taliban is providing all fundamental rights to the people, really? And that is the reason why, Sardar R.P. Singh Saab, they are all fleeing the country right now. I mean, look at the heartbreaking images from the airport. You're looking at babies being thrown, parents just literally even throwing their babies, realizing what they're up against. I mean, this is how unsafe they are in Afghanistan right now, Dr. Sibi Bukhari, with the Taliban that you have created. Sardar R.P. Singh Saab.
And they're not minorities, they're not people of other religion. They're Afghanis, they're Muslims, they're people who follow Islam. I mean, they are suffering today more than anyone else. Women are suffering. Women have been told not to move out of their houses. Girls less than 15 years of age have been picked and from villages, and then above any woman below 45, less than 45 years of age, who is a widow, they are also being picked. We all know what's happening on ground. But let's understand what's the real game. The real game is that we all know that Imran Khan out and out has been supporting Taliban. Is quite known worldwide. I mean, there's nothing neither Imran Khan feels shy or anyone else feels shy. The second thing is Pakistan Army is on record saying that, yes, we have trained the Taliban. And then as the general was saying, the Babar, the ISI chief one time, was the person who trained the Taliban in Afghanistan. Now the biggest thing which is bothering is now there's an open threat to the world that if you don't deal with Taliban, you'll face and suffer another 9/11. Be ready for this. And That's the bigger problem. And then also now they are looking for a help from Taliban to support Pakistan for Kashmir. See, this is the problem. And everyone is in the world knows about it. And they are gradually exposing themselves. But let me share you another dimension to this. And General Sahib will vouch this. That the biggest problem with Pakistan today is how do Pakistan army run? How do ISI run? They run on the drug cartel. They run a drug business. They are the biggest world drug trade business is being run by Pakistan army and ISI. And their supply line was from Afghanistan through Taliban. The poppy was used to be cultivated in Afghanistan and then matured in Pakistan, then treated in Pakistan. Now they are worried that Taliban will directly deal with it. Taliban will not need Pakistan. And how will the army run? How will the army of a broke country, which is on verge of seeking help from each and every day, they take a bowl to seek help for the world. How will the army run now? How will the ISI run if they don't have the drug cartel running for them?
Those are obviously important questions. Before I come to you, General Bakshi, with your permission, I also want to get in Ali. He hasn't spoken yet. General Bakshi, if you just allow me a minute. Ali, so now basically you, as in the Pakistan, will come with the Taliban to Kashmir. When are you doing that? When are you coming to Kashmir?
Hi, Dipti. Good question. I'll let you know as soon as we find out when that will happen. But may I add here, I've been watching this show for a bit, and I guess the show and the kind of views people hold here right now are far from reality. It seems like it's some Bollywood flick going on, like Agent Vinod. Let me touch base, maybe give you guys a reality check. Right now, anybody who has the most to lose and has lost the most because of whatever the situation in Afghanistan is Pakistan. We have lost 60,000 lives in this war of terror, and we have sacrificed a lot from our soldiers to the common man.
Ali, if I may, this is the same question. This is the same thing I told Simi, that why do you create terrorists? Why do you create terrorists? If you keep snakes in your backyard, they will come and bite you, Ali. No, that's the simple logic.
Dipti, I think the Indian media needs to go through some kind of training where when they invite a guest, they should let them complete before they interrupt.
Really?
And, ask. Yeah, please. If you let me complete, you will get your answer.
Please?
All your answers will be answered. I'm very patient, and please be patient and hear me out. Okay, I'm here to talk, and I'm here to give my perspective. So please be patient. I've been listening to everybody very, I've been quiet. So here you go. So the thing is, anybody who has anything to lose here is Pakistan. In Afghanistan, TTP has, the Afghanistan soil has been used to launch attacks in Pakistan. Those prisoners of TTP were in jails in Afghanistan. They have been freed. We already have 3 million refugees already in Pakistan and more to come. We already have our internal issues. We have our economy. We cannot afford this. We want peace. And what are we asking? What is Pakistan saying? We have not recognized these people. We are saying that everybody should come together. The stakeholders should sit together and talk about it. Let's not create a security vacuum. And let's all what is wrong with that statement? I don't understand. Why do you guys want to be so exclusive? Let's be inclusive. It's our region. Any implication, any kind of backlash in Afghanistan will affect the region. And if we want to be, look at Canada and the US. In the past, they went to wars 3 times, but then realized, neighboring or look at Europe. All the countries are fighting, but it's about time India and Pakistan should realize to have peace in the region, we have to work. Why can't we work together? We have intelligence. Only last month,
peace in the region, you said.
Terror attack in Pakistan. 13 Chinese people
you said
were killed,
peace in the
and it was a
region.
nexus of NDS and RAW. We have
Ali,
intelligence on that.
Ali, you want India to talk. You want India to talk. Sardar R.P. Singh Saab, they want India to talk. They do realize the heft that India carries today, but our Raksha Mantri today has spooked you because again he said that terror and talks obviously will never go hand in hand. I want to get in General GD
Well,
Bakshi
look,
Saab, who wants to come in
you
here,
have
Ali,
to
and
be
you
just
obviously have
nitwit.
not answered
Listen.
that question. But General GD Bakshi,
can
what is the reason
Dipti,
today that
you
each
have
of
to
our
be just,
Pakistani
you know,
panelists
yes,
today is wanting to
The
have
fake-
talks with the
fake
Taliban?
websites,
Why?
EU
Why do they want the
fake
world to
propaganda
deal with
India has
Taliban?
carried out, it is very clear.
Ali, this is
China,
for General GD
Russia,
Bakshi.
Pakistan are on the same page. All right.
I think
Oh, I
it's
think
my
we've
turn
just
now.
lost the line there. Sardar RP Singh. Sardar RP Singh, sir.
Because
Should I
told
continue
you
then
reason
if
just
he's
now.
lost the
The
line?
reason is very clear. Sir, Mr. Ali just said me, the reason is very clear that their army can't operate without the drug cartel and they need Taliban to help them for the drug cartel. Because the laboratories are in Pakistan and then drug cultivation happens, the poppy cultivation happens in Afghanistan. And it's not me. It's the
It sounds
UN
like a
report which
Bollywood
says
script to
the
me from
biggest
one of your movies.
supplier of the drug in the world is ISI. It's a known fact. So for them, they'll go begging to Taliban. They'll go to any extent to support Taliban. Because otherwise, how will they run their army? Or how will they run their bluff of ISI?
Then you must be. Then you
And
must
if you do not recognize the Taliban, General GD Bakshi, they are warning the world of another 9/11.
That was not a warning. If you, it has
Look,
been
the
taken out
simple
of context.
fact of the matter
He said
is
it has happened in
that
the
can I
past.
please, sir?
Yes.
Excuse me, my name is GD
It's
Bakshi,
my-
General Bakshi.
it's
for
my
you.
turn.
Thank you. Acha. Can I, sir, with your permission, now answer the queries that you raised? Look, the simple thing, the fact of the matter is that it is the Pakistani state which has bankrolled the Taliban. You have sent in 10,000 of your fighters. Don't insult our intelligence. We have sources beyond the news, and we know exactly what is going on in there. We know exactly how and when Major General Nasirullah Babar of the Pakistan army had fathered the Taliban. We have been following it since then. The simple fact of the matter is you claim to have given freedom to Afghanistan. What a freedom! The way the people are fleeing in sheer panic. That should be a disgrace to Pakistan and the assistance it has provided. The situation in Afghanistan is very prone to sudden, non-linear changes. Don't be surprised if you see major changes in the next few coming months, all right? The ethnic composition of Afghanistan is 50% non-Pashtuns. The Tajiks, the Hazaras, the Uzbeks. The Tajiks are already in revolt. Amarullah Saleh is leading the resistance from the Panjshir Valley. You can see far more trouble ahead. The ISI has filled the middle rank of the Taliban with hotheads from the madrasas. They are not prone to discipline. They are not listening to the Taliban supreme leadership. It is a farce. They are doing exactly as they please. They have started beating up the women. They are just holding their fire for another few days till they hope to get recognition. Now let me give you a very hard fact, a very hard, honest fact. Afghanistan is a rentier state, right? It's a rentier state. It lacks the resources for nation-state formation within its borders. These have to come from outside. They came from Britain in the Great Game period. They came from Russia in the Soviet occupation. Then the money has come in from America. Every year, if you support this ridiculous, barbarous, lunatic regime, will have to shell out $8 to $9 billion at the very least. Is your bankrupt economy in any position to make that kind of a financial commitment? You are in serious financial doldrums yourself. The money that was loaned to you by the IMF under American pressure, you have used that. Please read the article by Clark in the CBS News. Read his article. He is talking of how the ISI paid money to the Afghan units to just switch sides. They told them that the Americans have dumped you, you will get killed, here, take this money, don't fight. The Afghanistan hasn't fought a single battle. They have just beaten up the women like this poor lady. I hope she never has to go to Kabul. I hope she never has to go to Kabul, because firstly she'll be in
And
a
Gujarat.
6-foot burqa, right? And she will
Gujarat
lose
as
all
well.
the freedoms that she has. That is the problem. You are creating a Frankenstein which will gobble you up.
Frankenstein.
You will pay
They've
dearly
already done that.
for your hubris
General G.D. Bakshi,
and
they've
your
already done that.
triumphalism and your
Yes.
zero-sum games.
Hello.
And they've already done that, Dr. Afnan.
Hello. Yes.
Dr. Afnan.
Yeah. Yes. Can you repeat the question?
You haven't heard our questions today? A simple question that I asked Dr. Simi also. Why did you bomb the Kabul airport? And why did you fire those rockets earlier today that got destroyed
Look,
later
I mean,
by the missile system?
I think you guys are living in a different kind of reality. First, you say that we support Taliban, and then you say that ISK is bombing Taliban controlled airport. I mean, have you guys completely lost track of reality?
But there is no difference.
If
No,
there
the
is a terrorist-
epicenter, the
No, no,
epicenter. See, you call them Al-Qaeda, you call them ISIS, you call them Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, you call them by any name, you call them by any name, Dr. Afnan, they all come down to Pakistan.
I have listened to all your garbage for the last 15 minutes. Now you hold your horses and let me speak.
RP Singh Saab, that the moment you ask them any question, you know, whether it's Ali Afnan or Dr. Simi Bukhari, they just have one answer. I don't know why they want this false equivalence with India anyway, Sardar RP Singh Saab.
See, the problem with them is that they are not prepared to face the reality. They are not prepared to face the things which are happening around them. And as General Saab was saying, it's just a matter of time that is going to come back to them. They have created Frankenstein, which will come to them only. And it's a matter of months, probably, not year also. I mean, then when this complete Frankenstein will come on, then they are already crying on that this Tehreek-e-Taliban and all. I mean, they are all one. I mean, inside, we all know it's just all one, whether it's Taliban or Tehreek-e-Taliban or some other 10 organizations which are working from the Kandahar or from Kabul or other places. But let's understand, it was you who created this Frankenstein. It was you who supplied them arms. It was you who trained them. And today, my concern is that they are threatening the world on basis of this Frankenstein. They better talk to this Frankenstein through us. The reason is the NSA is saying so that they are looking for more money from the world. They are looking for more dollars from America. They better talk to us. We'll remote control this Frankenstein. Otherwise, another 9/11 will happen. That's the real reason.
Dr. Simi.
Yeah.
Is that the real reason?
Actually, actions speak louder than the words. Now the Taliban, when they have taken over peacefully and they're given open general amnesty to
peacefully? Peacefully?
What is peacefully?
Peacefully?
What do you mean
Are you
peacefully?
looking at this image that is playing out on our screens, Dr. Simi? Have
Yes,
you
well,
heard
peacefully.
hundreds of women who came out of the streets to protest?
Yeah.
Have you heard about the hundreds of lives that have been lost on the Kabul twin bombing at the airport? You call this peaceful?
After 2
Is this
weeks, I'm
peaceful
talking
according
about
to
the
your
2 weeks.
standards?
I'm talking about 15th of August when they promised they're going to give fundamental rights to all the Afghans. So let's wait and see. We have to put all the
what does this talk about fundamental rights in the Taliban? They both obviously don't go together, Lieutenant General Meet Singh. I mean, I do not understand how can you talk about the two in the same breath.
There is a lady talking.
All the stakeholders. We haven't
She
recognized
relies so much on
Taliban.
Taliban.
We haven't yet recognized the Taliban government. We want everybody.
If you so much rely on Taliban and what Taliban say, why don't you send your daughter there for 1 year and let's wait for 14th August next year, 2022?
Start talking, Mister. Please listen to me.
No, sir, ma'am, my only humble request is, if you are going by words of Taliban, saying that everything will be good and then everything will be hunky dory, then why don't you send your daughter?
You also keep on talking. Nobody can understand
No,
this way.
ma'am. I mean, you don't tell us that Taliban has given assurance to women.
On table and engage all the stakeholders. That's what I mean to say. We have to engage. What else we can do?
So, you know, I think that point has again been proven. That point again has been proven, Ali. You know, right now, you along with Simi are the only Pakistani panelists that we have. The other two ran away because they could not answer those questions, Ali. But this is the problem. You know, whether it is Dr. Simi Bukhari, whether it was Walid Iqbal, whether it is your NSA, they all have said the same thing, that unless and until you talk to the Taliban, You should be prepared for consequences. So really, I mean, are you threatening the world, Ali, now?
Have suffered. Now we have to come to the
Are you
table
talking to me?
to have a dialogue. We have
Ali,
to
you
engage
can
all
hear
the
us?
Unless we engage all the stakeholders,
Wait,
we are
is it
going
my
to
turn to
suffer
speak
again.
now?
The only stakeholder is Pakistan. The only stakeholder
No,
is Pakistan.
Can
the
I
neighbors,
please-
all the neighbors,
Taliban
all
Khan.
the Western,
The only stakeholder
is
allies,
Taliban Khan.
the NATO,
Only
the
stakeholder
NATO
is General
forces,
Bajwa.
all the Western who backed this war.
Why was your NSA threatening the world? Why was it threatening the world with another 9/11?
Now 20 years we've been told to do more, but now it's enough and enough. We said no more, we cannot use, nobody
The
can
world
use
is saying
our
that.
soil.
Dr. Simi Bukhari, the world is saying that enough is enough. I want to give 10 seconds to Ali and I'll give the final words to Major General G.D. Bakshi Saab as we close this debate. But Ali, really, do you think that these threats, these warnings will work? This is how Pakistan will carry out its business via the Taliban now?
No, I think, look, these are not warnings. Pakistan doesn't give warnings. Pakistan believes in taking action. We did when we had to.
So you will attack. So you will attack. You will not even warn, you will attack. That's what you're saying.
When you violated our airspace, we got your plane down, we got your pilot, we served him fantastic tea and sent him back
Final
home.
word to
That is
General
a
G.D. Bakshi. I need to
goodwill
wrap.
gesture.
General Bakshi, just 10 seconds, sir, to you.
Thank you.
Yes.
I would just like to repeat Amarullah Saleh's appeal to the world. He said, and I quote, Afghanistan is wounded, it is not dead. Please, Afghanistan is wounded, it is not dead. Let the world not desert the people of Afghanistan who have now been enslaved by this monstrosity called Taliban, which Pakistan has inflicted upon the people of Afghanistan, and they are voting with their feet desperately to get out of that hellhole created by the Taliban. The Taliban is putting on a very smiling face to try and get the world's recognition and investment, because Pakistan knows that if it recognizes the Taliban alone and it has to cough up $6 to $8 billion a year, it will be sunk. It will go down the economic tube of history.
We are watching the unfolding situation only for one of time. Dr. Simi Bukhari, all gentlemen, thank you so much. Thank you.